Okay, we are live. So, hey, Rocketeers, welcome to our exclusive RocketHub webinar with a very unique product this time. If you are one of those who dreamt to build a SaaS and have a no ground or a base to build it, or you have no idea how to go from scratch, so we have a product which is an exact fit you would need. So, let's welcome Vatsal, who is the co-founder of BuilderKit. Vatsal, thank you so much for taking out your precious time and joining us today at RocketHub. We appreciate it. I know it's been very busy for you folks. So thank you so much. We appreciate it and welcome once again.
Thank you so much, Karan, for having me. Thank you so much to RocketHub for having us here today. Very excited to take you all through what BuilderKit does and how it works. Maybe I can just pull up my screen if that's okay.
Sure. So I think before any we can dive into the product, we would like to know about you, your journey, and why you decided to save a lot of SaaS startups a lot of money. So we would like to know that. So if you can, have give us a few your background and then other about other companies which you have, and then we'll come to BuilderKit, which is the meat. So thank you so much. Yep.
Yeah, sure. Karan, I am an engineering graduate. I graduated in 2018, and post that, I worked at a leading e-commerce firm based of India for about 4 years, then with a VC fund for about a year. And this was 2022, and I had realized until that point in time that I wanted to build products. So I started building a lot of side projects while I was working at the e-commerce company or at the VC fund, right? And then when generative AI sort of blew up in 2020, around the time when Stable Diffusion had come in and ChatGPT had still not come in, we were playing around with it, and we started building tools on top of it, all of the large language models and everything else. So I moved out of the fund and built out a few products. This was Jan 2023, and ever since, in the past 18 months or so, my team and I have built around 12 odd products, of which five have been sold, and the rest of it, you know, uh, are five of them make generate revenue, and BuilderKit, as you know, is live on RocketHub. But our tools vary from multiple modalities such as text, image, audio, video, and we've sort of covered almost all the use cases which are out there. And yeah, that's largely about me, and that's largely what we do. So 1811 Labs is a product studio. Uh, we have our own products. We build them, we grow them, we scale them, and if there's an opportunity, we sell them as well. But in case if we see much and more potential, we stick to these products. So some of the products that we've been building are around for more than like what 1.5 years, and we will continue to focus on them. So, some of the products include Audio Notes, which is a voice first note taking tool. There's Pod Notes, which is a podcast
Mm.
transcription app. There's a summarization tool called Summerify. In the past, we have sold products like AI pickup lines or pickup lines generator, headlines generator called Headlines AI, interior design tool called Visualize AI, and there are many more tools that we built.
Got it. So you're actually going after all the, let's say, personas you see on the internet, right? So it might be interior designers, it might be SaaS folks, it might be, let's say, real estate folks who want to show something to their customers. So I think your tools have utility which everyone needs, and it's on a daily basis. They can use it. It's not like okay, someone has used it and they forget about it. It's like they coming again and again. So the
Right.
usage is frequent, which makes it that okay, when you go and sell it, it shows that okay, the users have increased, and the same time the usage is there. Perfect.
Right. So I think the
That's
idea
that's
behind,
amazing.
yeah, the idea behind us building so many AI tools, right? Despite not coming from you know very heavy deep domain background for some of the tools that we built, what we've realized is that there are a lot of people out there to whom such tools or these so-called AI wrappers, which may not need to be complex as well, can be very, very helpful, right? It
Hmm.
can sort of, 10x their workflows right away, and they are ready to pay for that. And as a lot of us might have heard, right? In the gold rush, it is much more easier to sell shovels rather than going after the gold, right? So these wrappers are the shovels, right? If you can solve a
Yes.
problem for a particular user, the tool may or may not be complex, but then you know that AI can fit into their workflow and make life better. And then you also know a bit of marketing. I think this is the perfect time for anyone to build AI tools, and that is why we've been building so many products. And we genuinely don't want to do very complex stuff, because we realize that you can do simple stuff, create a lot of value for users, and then grow and scale from there. And of course, over the journey, if you see that there are requirements which are coming up, we do build those out as well. But that's the whole idea behind building out so many products, and BuilderKit has emerged from that itself.
Okay, correct. Amazing. I think that's a good background. I think folks like you, because we have seen a lot of boilerplates and in the market, but when we see all of them, none of them have any builder background. So you need to have, let's say, a background where you show, okay, we eat our own dog food. Okay, we have used our own product to build products. That's why BuilderKit is unique and different from everyone out there, which we have seen to date. So, folks, let's dive in. Let's show people what BuilderKit can do, and you can showcase from scratch, and then we can go all the way to the pre-built apps, and then how they can access it, and even showcase them how it's done, little bit of live magic that can work.
Perfect. Let me just pull up my screen and take you through. And maybe you can
Sure.
pull up, Saddam is also on the call. He's one of my co-founders. You can pull him up
Oh, is it?
to the panel.
Okay. Yes, we have.
Right.
All right, Saddam, here you come. I promoted to panelist.
Right. So Saddam is the tech lead here. I do the talking, he does the building part, most of it. So a lot
Okay.
of credit for building out BuilderKit, and a lot of our applications goes to him. So yeah. But yeah,
Awesome.
you know, so as you guys already know what BuilderKit is, but let me just take you through what BuilderKit is, how I think about it, and then I will be happy to showcase what all can be done with it. And then at the end, if you have any questions, more than happy to sort of take them, right?
Perfect. Awesome.
So BuilderKit is a SaaS boilerplate. Now, what is a boilerplate? SaaS boilerplate, right? It is a GitHub repo or a code base. Once you purchase BuilderKit, you get access to our GitHub repo, right? Which you can then clone or fork, and then customize it and deploy it on Vatsal, Netlify, or any other serverless platform, right? Now, why do you require code or a boilerplate? This is because every application comes with a certain set of things which are common all across, right? For instance, any application that you build out or any tool that you'll build out, right, will have an authentication layer, will have a payments layer. The code has to be such that it has to be SEO optimized. For any landing page that you build, right, or every application will have a landing page, and any landing page that you build will need a terms of service and a privacy policy page for you to be able to connect it to a domain or a payment server, not domain, but a payment gateway, right? So when we build out our applications, right, in the past, we realized that, we had to keep on doing this again and again. And then suddenly we realized that, we could just modularize and componentize the code and then use it again and again as we build more and more applications. And during that time, what we saw was that, a lot of people wanted to build and they wanted to save time and money. And the whole boilerplate revolution came into being thanks to some of the indie hackers, right? And that is when we thought, right, there are a lot of boilerplates out in the market for different tech stacks. There's something for every tech stack which you see out there. Next.js, Nuxt.js, Laravel, iOS, etc. Right? But we realized that we were very able or capable of building something for AI, right, with a lean stack. And that is why BuilderKit was one. So BuilderKit is a SaaS boilerplate, which is a code repository. When you buy it, it is built for a tech stack, which is Next.js, Supabase, and it supports all your large language models, which can be connected to it. So I think this is the most lean stack that you can pick to build any AI application out there. If you want to add, more complexity to it, there are ways to do it. But to get started off and to build a decently scalable application, I think most of our applications are on Next.js. We use Supabase at the backend, and we use Pinecone for vector database and so forth. But yeah, largely, this is what BuilderKit is. So once you purchase BuilderKit, you get access to the repo. Here, you'll find a lot of files. If you are well-versed with Next.js or React, you will be able to understand how it is, right? And within the repo, you will find comprehensive guides and documentation as to, you can use this command to clone the repository on your terminal. Then you can install the dependencies. You can change the environment variables in the env file to, connect your API keys. Then you can sync with Supabase. You can create an account on Supabase, just put in your key here, follow the instructions over here. Then you can just use the npm run dev command to, get your application up on your local host and so forth. So this is very comprehensive. You will have everything that you require. So the backend is Node.js, right? So this is where you can get Node.js from. You can create a Supabase account here. If you are using OpenAI services, Anthropic, Replicate, or any of these services, you can get the keys here. If you are using Lemon Squeeze your Scribe, this is what you need to do. We also have integrations for sending emails from via loops or resend. I'll cover all of this, but once you purchase, you get access to the repo, and within the repo, you will find documentation as to how to but comprehensive documentation on the website as well. Let me just show you. Right. So here, everything is there. What are your prerequisites? How do you get started? If you have the starter pack or the pro pack, this is what you do, and everything, right? So I am not a developer myself. And the reason why the documentation is so comprehensive was that I asked Saddam that if I were to sort of build an application without any proper Next.js knowledge, I should be able to do it. So the documentation is built out such that even when, you're just tech savvy, you should be able to understand it. But of course, you do require a fair bit of Next.js knowledge or React knowledge for you to make customizations and all of that right away. Otherwise, you might have to learn that as well, right? So here you'll find documentation for everything which is out there for accessing all the features such as landing pages, waitlist, SEO, the customer support integration, how to, allow components for uploading media files, payments, emails, admin dashboard, prompts. Uh, there are then these modals, right? Logo, etc. Right. And then there are the best part about BuilderKit is that it has a lot of pre-built things that you can use right off the bat, right? What it means is that in the market, you'll see a lot of boilerplates, which will have a lot of these functionalities, which we also have, right? That's not the differentiator for us because, I mean, of course, this is very helpful. But then what we realized was that the more helpful stuff would be if we were able to give you something that you can use right away, right? So we have 4 pre-built pages or applications that you can use. First is the landing pages. So you get around 11 landing page options. All of these are built in-house, designed in-house. You also get access to the Figma files for these if you buy the pro version. Most of the things that I am speaking right now in terms of features are for the pro version. You can check out the website if you want to compare starter and pro, or maybe at the end I can put out the differences between the starter and the pro plans as well. But you get these amazing landing page options which are responsive and done with some taste. So this is one of the landing pages, right? So you get sections. You can just change the content and put it out there, right? So this way you can just spin up one of these landing pages. If you want to create a waitlist of sorts, right? So there are 3 waitlist page options as well. Then there are the auth pages. Every application requires an authentication page, right? So we've just built it out for you that you can use either Google Auth or email password, or you can also use Magic Link as well, right? And finally, once you have an idea, you have the landing page or the waitlist page or the auth page, you can just directly use any of these pre-built apps and build on top of that. So our expertise, as I said, is building AI products. Now, a lot of you might think that building AI wrappers is just connecting APIs to an open AI or something like that. But when you will build it, you will realize that you will face a lot of issues, a lot of niggles, right? The API request will get timed out. There will be issues in fetching the response. The response quality might not be great. You might not be able to connect LLMs. There will be token issues, and there are so many issues. It looks easy, but when you get to it, it becomes a little difficult. It's not something that you can't do, but you'll end up wasting time. And within that time frame, when you should be focusing on getting customers, you'll be focusing on solving the nitty-gritties, right? And that is why I think these apps will be very helpful. Even if you want to build a version of a content writer tool, right? You can just look at the content writer tool, understand how we are handling the API request or how we are handling the outputs, and then just change the inputs or whatever you want and build out your own application, right? Right now, I think we have 11 apps which are live, 12 apps, right? The 12th one just went live yesterday. We will take the number to 20 by the end of next month. We will add three more applications this month, and we will add three more landing page options as well, in addition to a few more components as well. But we have covered all the modalities which are out there, which is one is content writer tool, there is the chat GPT clone, there is the chat with PDF clone, there is the voice transcription clone, there is a headshot generator tool, there's a text to image generator tool, there's a QR code generator tool, there's an interior design tool, there's the YouTube content generation tool, there's an image upscaler and enhancer tool, there's a chat with YouTube tool, there's a text to speech tool, right? And we use almost all the models which are out there, right? From OpenAI to Anthropic to Llama, uh, to Claude, to Gemini, and we also use Grok as well. So you will not find a problem in terms of how to handle a particular model. Maybe, I can just demo one of these apps or any of the apps that
Yeah.
you might want to see.
And also, Vatsal and Saddam, I think. So let's say if anyone who's new to this concept, right? So whatever apps you show right now, anyone can go ahead and use this and build it and then convert it into their own unique app, which they can have their own logo, right? And which means
Absolutely.
it's a new SaaS which they're building just if they use this what we're showcasing right now, and then just rank it up on Google and then invite traffic and get users. So that's the whole process, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
So let me give you an example, right? So for instance, this is an AI content writer tool. Let's say you are a
Yeah.
marketeer, you have a community of marketeers, and you
Yes.
use a very comprehensive chat GPT prompt, which gives you amazing results. Now you want to productize that, right? The best way for you to do that is to, get BuilderKit, select a landing page, make the changes, whatever you want to, connect the tool to it, and change the prompt at the back end, right? It's very
Yeah.
simple. It's in the docs on how to do
Mm.
it, right? Push it live using Vercel, right? All of this will, taking it live will not cost you anything. As I think Vercel will allow you to host it for free for for some time. Then connect Supabase as the database and just change the prompt. If you want to change the colors or whatever copy is there on the tool, you can do all of that pretty easily. Everything is componentized. It's very, very simple. And yeah, I think you pull up such an application within a day if you're able to, just go through the docs properly. And then your tool is
Oh,
live. Then you can just distribute to your users and then accept payments from Lemon Squeezy or Stripe and then get it out there. It is as simple as that. Now, if you want to
perfect.
add more layers to it, then the complexity will come in terms of your technical expertise. But essentially, you can pick any existing tool, just clone it, just connect it with the landing page, put in your API keys for payments, etc., and get it out there very, very fast. Then rebrand it as you might want to, and then just make money from it.
And then even the SEO SEO components are all inbuilt, which means they don't even have to spend a minute doing SEO because which means it's already there inside the tool, right? So you just need to adjust your name, add more keywords, and you're good to go. So again, this use case, I'm talking in terms of it's a growth marketer, which is just part of a company and they have a company, but they need to increase traffic. So if they just use this tool and then build it and then host on a website, then simply you're opening up to more new traffic, new users. So this use case also becomes applicable for growth marketers who have a dev support inside a company. So which is very
Exactly.
good.
Exactly, right. So instead of, they thought that they might want to build out this free tool, right?
Yeah,
Podcast title generator. They are in that company
correct,
where they work with content
correct.
creators, right? They can just
Yes.
simply use this, change a few things here and there, and their
Yeah,
dev will be able to put out the
yeah,
tool within 2 days for sure,
correct.
right?
Absolutely
That that
amazing.
that is how they should think about it, right?
Correct.
Instead of them asking the dev that, hey, this is what I want to create, then there is a wireframe which comes about, then the dev tells them that, hey, it will take around 3 to 4 weeks to build this out. Then they might get stuck at handling certain kind of responses, and eventually they will ship. I'm pretty sure that most devs can ship this, but it'll take 6 to 8 weeks, pretty
Yes.
sure about that. Instead of that, you can just get it out there in a week or even less than that, depending on how good your dev is, and then you can just experiment around. And since this is a boilerplate and componentized code, right, you can just make changes very quickly and, create 5, 6, 7 of these smaller tools and see if anything gets picked up, and then you can do your SEO, index them. The SEO is
Mm.
taken care of. What it means is that whatever content that you see, right, is properly tagged for SEO. And the structure of the page is such that there is only one H1 tag, there is only one H2 tag, which is
Yes.
very important for search, right? So
Correct.
since all of this is there because we've done it for our tools. So we understand all of these things. When we first built out our tools, we did not know any of this. We figured that, hey, oh, there is something called SEO. This is how it has to be done. So now in the boilerplate, we are like, okay, this is how you start off, so that
Correct.
you don't end up spending time on that. Right.
Correct. That's why I told people, like, I mean, you have others in the market, but you don't have others in the market who have built 10 apps on their own. So
Yeah.
show me one, because I haven't seen it. So yeah, so you have people like Saddam and Vatsal here who have done it, ate their own dog food, and now they are actually enabling you to create your own product. So amazing.
Yeah.
Let's go and see how it works.
So this is a very basic content writer tool, right? I mean, the idea here was to keep it very simple, right? On the left hand side, you will have the dashboard of the tool and the history, your account as well, or the option to upgrade, right? And I think there is a lot of hue and cry around having the dark mode or not, so we just integrated in all our tools. We said, okay, you just
Yeah.
do it if you want to.
As a
And
21st century is like compulsory feature
yeah,
before even you do
right.
it.
So we did that, and then there are 4 input fields. Think of this as input fields. Now you can change the input fields as you require, right? Let's say podcast title or something, right? 400 words, entertainment in English, right? So what happens is that we've taken 4 inputs from the user. It goes to a prompt which you can change from the backend. And then when you click on generate, it sends a request to OpenAI using your API key. And then you can see the output, which is being streamed over here. So it's appearing live as well. You can then copy the output, do whatever, and it will also show up in your history as well. Oh, looks like there's something wrong. But yeah.
No, so the generation is going on. That is why it took time to change the page.
My bad. That is why I need Saddam on the calls, right? Right. Yeah, but as you can see, you can access the output again as well. So it is connected to a database as well at the backend to Superbase, right? But yeah, this is what now based on your use case, you might just want to add more fields, remove certain fields, make changes to the prompts as required. All of that is there in the documentation, and the basics are there. Now you can change as per your requirement. This is the baseline app. Of course, the baseline app is not monetizable if you were to think of it. But if you have an idea which can be built on top of this or repurposed via this, that is how you should think about using any of these pre-built tools. You won't have to spend time on building out the base tech for that, right? And this is very simple, but then we have this multi-LLM chat GPT, right? It looks a little plain because that is how we want to keep it, and we want users to make changes as their requirements.
Correct.
Otherwise,
Correct.
since a lot of people might use BuilderKit, it might so happen that a lot of tools might look similar, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So now this is a chat GPT clone. You'll see all the past generations on the left hand side as you see in a chat GPT thing. From here, you can select your model, right? Whether you want to use GPT 3.5, GPT 4, Claude, Gemini, Grok, Mistral, Llama 2. We will add Llama 3 as well. We are creating a separate tool for that rather. But you can just ask here, let's say, how to build AI wrappers, right? It'll just send a request to, okay, GPT 3.5 model is there. It's pretty fast as well. Latency issues are also not there. So all of this is taken care of, right? So this is that. Yeah. Then there are a lot of image generation tools as well. There is the chat with YouTube tool as well. Now,
Yeah, some of those folks I'm talking about to test out how does it work, because they were very much interested in this one. Even our team, when we were testing it out, we were very
yeah,
interested to know how this thing works, because this, I mean, this people are selling this tool, which is showcasing right now, for like thousands, right?
yeah.
Hundreds of
There is
dollars. And I said they have it available. I think you create this yourself. You don't need to,
yeah.
uh,
So I mean,
yeah,
I'll tell you the complexity within the tool, but let's
yeah,
just pick a novel.
sure.
I don't know what. Right. So now, see, building these YouTube tools is not hard, but it's not easy as well. So what so happens is that the way it works is that you put in a YouTube URL, you fetch the transcript from that URL. Now, there are two possibilities. Either you fetch the transcript from the YouTube generated transcript, For that, you use a particular set of libraries. And the other one is in case the transcript is not available, then you have to set up your own function for that on a server, right? This tool right now supports only the URLs or the videos which have transcripts from YouTube, right? It is not difficult to build out the tool which has, which can process any YouTube video. Our tools allow and support that. But I think in the next couple of weeks or so, we will add that. The problem there is you have to set up another service, which is a DigitalOcean or a AWS. In addition, wherein you have to host a YouTube fetching function, which fetches the URL video, downloads it, transcribes it, and then gives it to you, right? So, but this one, you can just put in the URL, select whatever, and then click on generate. Now, if this has the transcript from YouTube, it will show you that. If not, in that case, it will give you an error. So this one probably has the transcript. So now it is just generating the summary here, right? It's there. All of this is there. And then you can also chat with it. We use a RAG system, which uses LangChain and Pinecone at the backend to allow you to, fetch information from this transcripts in a Q&A manner, which is called a, what is this about? In the past, for the past few days, there were issues with the tool because of the fact that the library that we were using at the backend was facing some problems. So this was happening all across the ecosystem. We've now fixed that. But yeah, as you can see, it is, giving you the essence of the video as well. So this is that. But recently someone sold Sumify.io for $30,000. Very simple tool, similar to this, build it out in 3 months, and then they were able to grow it. I think that's where the moat is. And they made good money with that as well. But yeah, you can see the history as well.
Yes, so that's what I'm getting people know that okay, this is happening in front of you folks. I think if you, and again, this is the basic, like your base. After this, you can build this app to an extent because if you know how to code, you need to build on things. You need to add more coding. You can do that. You need to change the design, change the color, logo it yourself. Change the button wings or labels. You can always do that. This is like base. You can even use it to just go ahead and all your clients, if you want to, like, hey, this is our new tool. You don't need to go outside the market, or you can just buy from us and use it for your own purposes. So agencies, you are at a very much, I think, profitable state if you even use BuilderKit, which means you can serve your clients and you can save more time and money as well while you're doing it.
Right. So I will probably, give you a very brief overview about what all is covered in BuilderKit so that anyone who might have any questions regarding is this covered or not, they might get an idea as to that is covered or not, right? At a very broader level, we have the Next.js based boilerplate, which essentially takes care of all the basic moving parts around anything that you want to build, in Next.js, right? Then we have the pre-built apps that you saw. There are 11, 12 of these. We will take this to 20. It will take some time because we don't want to build shitty apps. We want to build quality apps which you can actually use. So please bear with us on that. We have the landing pages which are responsive. We have the waitlist pages. We have something which is an admin dashboard as well. It gets connected to your tool. You can see the stats and you can tinker around and just observe if you are gonna deploy the app. Then we have the integrations, right? For authentication, payments, customer support, emails, and we support all major AI models. In terms of features, the boilerplate is modular. It has pre-built components, edge functions. The code is clean and type safe. You will not find a single line of shitty code within the boilerplate. That is something that is very important to us because in case if you use this for production, it shouldn't be the case that you have to refactor your code, right? In terms of database, we support Supabase. We are pondering over for MongoDB support as well. We are getting in some requests, but I cannot confirm at the moment. But if it happens, it will take a month or so for us to add support for MongoDB as well. We have row-level security. We support real-time webhook response. So a lot of these AI models send APIs for these AI models and webhooks as the response. So we support that as well. We have the chat module, text generation module, which you can directly just pick up the code or the component and put it to your landing page or any other Next.js application. We use Tailwind CSS and Chat CN for design. We do not use Daisy UI. we are more comfortable with shared CN. In terms of emails, right? If you have an app, you might want to send the welcome emails or the transaction emails or something like that. For that, you can use loops or resend. We have the integrations, which is a couple of lines of code which you can just put in, and then your database gets connected to these email services, and you can create those workflows on these services. For authentication, we support GAuth, Magic Link, email-based login, uh, right? Pages are private and protected. You can also remove the authentication if required. We support Stripe and Lemon Squeezy for payment support. For SEO, all the meta tags are present. Open graph links are there. Sitemap generation feature is there, and SEO optimized UI components are there. We have clean and simple documentation. We will be adding tutorials as well. We've slowly started working on those as well. Video tutorials wherein you can just follow with us and do whatever you want to. We have the admin panel that you saw. We have Vatsal support. So most of the AI wrappers are built on top of Vatsal. And there is this issue wherein, if your response from the model is longer than a certain time frame, which is 5 seconds or 10 seconds, then you face a timeout issue. Now, most people get stuck at this. So this is one of the biggest issues. I mean, people will pay us a few $100 just if we help them out with this issue, right? This comes inbuilt. We've taken care of that as well. And then we have the customer support or the crisp integration, privacy policy, and DOS prompt and page as well. But yeah, essentially we cover everything from a base boilerplate to a landing page to a pre-built app, and everything is optimized for you to work on the growth of the product and not on the basics of the product. And all of this is based on our learnings of building some of these applications such as Visualize AI, package design, reminder bot, and so on. Right. We have two plans. We have the starter and the pro plan. The difference between the two is that the pro plan gets more demo apps, more landing pages, and Figma files as well. And once we kickstart the Discord community, which should happen sometime next month, I think, that is just pro only access. But yeah, but you can get either of these and get things going pretty soon, right? But yeah, that's largely about BuilderKit. You can go to builderkit.ai, or you check out the RocketHub page as well. It's very comprehensive. You can check out the features. You can check out the changelog. We update the changelog. Changelog is basically us pushing out updates, right? So 2 days back we launched the text to speech app, which was our 12th pre-built app. Someone had requested support for Grok and Gemini, so we did that in July as well. So as you can see, right from April till date, we have been pushing updates. So it's not that you just buy the builder kit and we will go away, as a lot of people are doing in the market. The reason for that is we have our own applications. We are doing something for them. It is not a lot of effort for us to do it for builder kit as well, right? So
Correct.
that
And
is
even
how
the code is, they own the code, right? I mean, which means they have the
Yeah,
code,
absolutely. So
so
the
you
only
can
thing
do
that you
anything you
can't do,
want with them.
yeah, the only thing that you can't do is, clone the GitHub repo and sell it off to someone else. That is
Correct.
not how the license works. But you can get BuilderKit, build anything and as many
Yeah.
applications that you want to, both on Starter and Pro, as many applications that you want to. The code is yours, everything is yours. You can monetize it. It is very clearly mentioned in the end
Correct.
user license agreement as well. And there are no any strings attached to it. The only thing you can't do is you can resell BuilderKit right away. Yeah.
Correct.
But yeah, everything is there on
Nice.
the website. We have tried to, be very comprehensive. We understand that, people might have questions. So it's there. But yeah, I'm more than happy to, take questions or anything else that
Yep.
you might want to base upon current.
Sure. Yeah, community had some question, and I will be punching it in from my end, because we have seen communities and we have seen people in our DMs asking certain questions. So I kind of amplify them right now so that we can answer all of them, even if someone on the webinar had those questions. So let's take some questions from our chat. And of course, anyone who has questions, please put it in the Q&A box. So it's easy for us to look there and then see it and then mark it as answered. And yeah, now it's the time to ask all your questions, because this deal is non-refundable, which means if you buy it once, we won't be able to refund you due to the nature of the product, which is very obvious, and with common sense, you would understand why. Okay. Cool. So I think let's go through some questions. I will read out to you, so it's easy for you guys to know how to get it. I'll just read out to you so you can just directly answer it. Okay. What is the cost of hosting an app, including Superbase and Vercel? Are those included? And what is extensibility? Can we easily add any NPM package?
Right. So, Saddam, please chip in if I get anything incorrect. But we just give you the code. We do not cover your Vercel or Superbase costs, right? But based on our experience, you can get any app live on the free Vercel plan and the free Superbase plan. But if you have to pay, right, if you get that kind of usage or bandwidth consumption, then Vercel Pro is $20 a month and Superbase is $25 a month, right? These are the costs that you might see for a long period of time. It won't cross that, right?
Yeah.
Got it.
So actually, most of our apps are like running on free plan. Like we haven't bought Superbase for like almost 9 or 10 apps for ourselves. So everything is on free plan. So it's like that. And the last question was that yes, NPM packages, like any NPM packages can be installed. So there is no issue with that.
Awesome. Amazing. Great. Thanks for answering both of you. It's that's very comprehensive. How can we see the more advanced version of the interior designer app? That was a question about your pre-built, interior designer app.
Yeah, I think Ken asked that question, right? So Ken, the idea of the BuilderKit is to give you a base, right? We handled all the intricacies in terms of, making sure the response does not get messed up and things like that.
Correct.
Now it is up to you to sort of, take it further and use your creativity and your ideas to do so. If you get stuck with anything in terms of, hey, how do I do this? We are more than happy to support you. But we will not be upgrading the app. We will upgrade the models if there are any new models which come out and, support that. Uh, right? So we will do that. But in terms of functionality, the idea is very simple that this is the base. And then from here on, we don't want to tell you what to do because you probably know better if you have an idea.
Consider it like you're renting out a home, right? So you give a home which is semi-furnished. The home is semi-furnished. You give all the basic things to you. Now it's up to you how to build your home. You're living in a home, you rent it out. You want to add certain things, you can add it. But Vatsal and the team has done all the basic work for you so you can live comfortably and build comfortably.
And we are here to support you as well. You just drop in a note right now at hello@builderkit.ai, and we've been answering at least 10 queries a day now, and most of them have been pretty happy with the responses. We've not gotten a single user who's been angry at us that, hey, why this can't happen and all of that. So that's something that we take great pride in. So if you have any questions, we are more than happy to support you.
Awesome. Amazing. So Ken had a follow-up question. So I can think of Vercel as my server or VPS. That's what he means,
I
right?
think
So it's
Ken also asked this, that I understood that you had a
yeah.
commercial product for interior designers, right? Which is what I'm thinking of. So Ken, that product was Visualize AI. We sold it off last year, right? It was very similar to what the current version of this app is right now. But then the way you can customize it or build better apps is that so for that particular use case, you use something called control net along with stable diffusion, and within control net there are tons of models. Now based on your expertise and use case, you can pick the right model for right use case. For instance, you want to do 2D to 3D, etc., right? No, we did not sell to Interior Flow, or we sold it to a Canadian startup. Now they are of that, I'm sorry, for it's been quite long. But essentially, you will have to play around and figure out your use case, and if there is any support that you require, we will be more than happy to assist you.
Amazing. Awesome. Yeah, Jason had a question. Can we get Perplexity?
Oh, definitely. Saddam, let's get Perplexity, and let's add Perplexity. We will do it.
Sure.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how we use Perplexity. Their API is like phenomenal.
Yeah.
Great. And you say also, I'm assuming there's nothing restricting us from using multiple modules on a single site.
Absolutely. You can run as many modules as you want. There is nothing which stops you from doing so. it is then up to your workflow and everything, right? How do you want it to be sequential, parallel, and all? That is where your development expertise will sort of kick in.
Got it. Okay, so there's a question from Deepak. He asks, can we use different programming languages, example Python?
So all of this is based on Next.js. You can use Next.js, Node.js to build anything. For Python, I mean, you can set up APIs and then set it up on a VPS such as Linode, DigitalOcean, etc. You can create your functions, and but you need to know Next.js to be being able to call that API. What I mean by that is, for instance, in case of the YouTube tool, right, the one that is live from us, Summerify. Here we have a Python function hosted on a DigitalOcean server, wherein you send in a YouTube URL to that. It downloads the YouTube video, then sends a request to DeepGram to transcribe it, and then sends the transcription back to us, and which we then process it for the chat product, right? So you can create those functions on Python using Python on DigitalOcean, and but you will have to connect those back to your Next.js UI UX as well. I hope that helps people.
Yep, I think, yeah. And Deepak says, why do we have so many features like content creation, etc.? It's USPs, boilerplate, reusable coding features. Why do you strive to be another simplifier? No, I think Deepak, I think these are your pre-built apps actually, which I think they are built as an example. And what you can, like, these are some examples of codes, of products you can build, product types you can build. This is not built by BuilderKit in the sense that, okay, this is the only one you can use. So you can go ahead and you can edit it. You build your own product type, but again, it's on Next.js. That's how it has to be done. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. Yeah, I think there was some question from agency owners. They said, I think number of developers in my agency that can build custom SaaS on top of this. Any limit of how many SaaS client jobs we can build with this? Any limit on
No, absolutely
so
no
people
limits.
can just do it.
You have the code base, you can use as many times as you can. You have the code base, right? It's not possible for us to enforce limits. And that is one of the reasons why it is non-refundable, because once you redeem the code, you instantly get access to our GitHub, and we can't control whether, you can do further things on top of it or not. You can just download it or fork it or clone it, right? So that is why it is also non-refundable. And that also means that you can use it as much as you want. There are no limits to it, absolutely.
Yes, and the agency owners, they are allowed to sell custom SaaS to clients that are built on top of this, not reselling the code as it is, but it meant like selling custom tailored software for our agency clients.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. And okay, one more question people had. Okay, you have loops and resend as the email services. So if someone has any other service which is preferred, do you guys plan to add more email services in the future?
So I mean, I think 90% of developers right now use resend for any transactional or any of the emails.
Correct.
And loops is an upcoming player which is being used by a lot of people as well, right?
Yeah.
For integration within the app, I think we will stick to these two services. But if there are any special requests that you might want, you can drop in a note to us. We will review it and we will get back to you. But I think resend will largely solve most of your requirements, because most other services might not support what resend supports, or might be much more complicated than what resend is, and even their pricing might be higher.
Correct. Got it. Okay, yeah. So there was one more question, but that was non-techie, so I'll take it later. But yeah, let's take it now. Okay, after we discuss the roadmap. So what are you guys doing next with BuilderKit? Let's say in next 6 months, what's your roadmap? And if you can let people know about it.
Right. So first things first, what we want to do is we want to, take the number of pre-built apps to a much bigger level. I will not, commit to a number, because what we realize is that people go after that number. But our objective is very simple. If there is a use case which can be built on top of an LLM, speech to text, text to speech, text to video, uh, you know, which can be built out simply in the sense that we can give you the components for it, and you can do it on your own. We will build it out for you. That's something that we will do, right? Second, we want to ensure that whatever you want in terms of building out an app, AI app, is out there. Let's say if we missed out on something, so someone told us that, hey, can you allow the apps to be functional without authentication? We deployed it right away, right? So any of these requests which we might miss out on, we will definitely do it. Idea is very simple. If there's an AI wrapper that you want to build using any of the models which are out there, we will make sure that BuilderKit does the job for you, right? Second, in terms of supporting more integrations, if there are requirements from the community, we will take those up, but that will be on a case-to-case basis. Third, once we have enough and more users, we will build out the community on Discord, which will ideally run on its own, and so that you get connected to fellow builders and developers. You can discuss your ideas, doubts, and that becomes a breeding ground for all things AI SaaS, right? So that is the broader vision of it. In terms of breaking it down, this month we will ship 3 more apps, 3 more landing pages, and we have similar plans or tasks planned for the next few months. But yeah, this is how we are thinking about BuilderKit.
Got it. And I think there was one more question people had, that if they want to update the application, let's say if they build something, it's out in the wild, people using it, and they want to ship a new update. Do they need to manually replace the whole code, or they can upgrade using the command line or from the dashboard? How do they do that?
So it depends
Okay.
on what they're. Yeah, yes, Adam, please go on.
Yeah, actually, it's simple that if they are updating a particular section of the code or an individual feature, so that they will make those changes from code itself. So they just need to push that piece of code that has been updated or changed, and then they can deploy it on Vatsal or whatever service they're using. So
Okay,
it's the update that they have already made in the code or wherever, and that is the thing they need to change. That they need to upload.
Yeah, so
okay,
the way to think about that is that there might be updates from our end or there might be updates from their end, right?
correct.
Uh, since this is not a no-code tool, right?
Hmm.
This is a code base, right? There is no way for you to do these updates from a dashboard. I mean, right, you will have to create a pipeline system for that, which bigger companies do, right? Indie developers or small time developers do not do that, right? So in those cases, wherever there is a update in a particular module from your own side or from our side, you just need to update that particular module. So let's say there is a update in API keys, for instance. You have to just update the environment variables file, right? And that is how the API keys will get updated, right? So that is how you'll not have to, pull the complete code again, push it again, and do those changes and do everything again. It is just the component or the changes that you want. But it will be code first. There is not a GUI that you can use to do so.
Yeah.
Correct. And let's say you bring in perplexity, which means it will be added, and then it's kind of a model, so people can just use it, right? There's nothing they have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, got it.
So anything which
Uh,
supports in terms of outputs, we will support that.
perfect. Awesome. So I think there was let's also we are now address people's issue about how well versed they need to be educated about Next.js, right? So this is now about everyone who wants to build a kit and they want to build an app, but have little knowledge. I mean, they have no knowledge. So where should they start from? They are very much interested and they will buy it, but they want to, and they don't have any devs around them. So how can again, I know that it's not completely no code, but it's for people who have some knowledge. But if anyone who wishes to enter into this and use it, how can they make their way into Next.js?
Right. So that would be someone like me. While I do speak a lot of tech, I do understand tech
Yeah,
stacks and all. I don't code per se. I
yeah.
largely work on the other side of non-tech things, right? So one thing that I did with BuilderKit was that when we built it out, I wanted to ensure that anyone who's like me should be able to get it up. Right. So what I did was that the what I did was I first set up VS Code on my system. I downloaded Xcode and everything which is required to get things up. Post that, I just asked Saddam to create a very comprehensive documentation which will allow me to uh, you know use BuilderKit and get the landing page up. I could see that I put in some code and it is live there.
Hmm.
And then gradually I wanted to make sure that everything is understood, right? Hey, this file does this file does this, and so forth, right? So even if you don't know how to code, but you are a little tech savvy in the sense that, you can understand what's written, you can get things up, right? If you want to make changes and deploy, you might get stuck at a few places which developers might not get at, right?
Correct.
So I think you can use something like a Claude or something to get help from and keep on understanding what's happening. And parallelly, you can take a course on Next.js, which should be like 3-4 days or a week or something like that. Get the basics of it and parallelly keep on shipping. If you keep that build first and build while you learn or something like that approach, you will be able to do it. But if you want to do something complex, I think you will have to take help from dev or you will have to do advanced Next.js courses. But you can definitely get a feeler of how tech apps are built or Next.js apps are built, AI apps are built, even if you don't know how to code. But then please be mindful that you will get stuck, you will get frustrated at all. I did so myself. But then you'll have to take help from Claude or something like that, and then you will be able to sort of go through all of these things.
Got it. Okay. So anyone who wishes to build it, I think you have the roadmap, which Vatsal mentioned. Go ahead and use the same. I think you would be able to create your first step. And once you do, let us know. Ken had a question. Is there any patching functionality from GitHub so we can easily pull updates on the BuilderKit repo?
There is no, like, from GitHub there is no kind of like notification kind of thing that you'll get. But whenever we make any changes, we make any fixes, or we roll out some new features or updates, we will just send an email to all the users and all, so that they know that there are updates from BuilderKit, and then they can just pull the updated code from the repository they have got the access. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll take one last question, and then we of course get Vatsal and Saddam be free because it's nighttime and then they might have to eat food, they might have to sleep. So we get one last question and then we will release them. Okay. So Deepak had a question, and of course this one is the from the ShipFast perspective. How does it compare with ShipFast? And do we have any such platform for Python or Go language? Golang. So yeah, I think Vatsal can answer the ShipFast question.
Yeah, so how does it compare with ShipFast? We have everything which ShipFast has, uh, but we don't have the MongoDB support which they have. We are considering that, but I cannot, until and unless it's out there, I will not tell you that it is out there, right? But in terms of everything else, we have it, and we probably have like 40% more additions in terms of what ShipFast has in terms of integrations. Now, this is with ShipFast. Other than that, we have the landing pages, we have the pre-built apps, we have the auth pages, and so much more, right? So if you compare on a value terms, you will probably make 5x the value with BuilderKit compared to ShipFast. If MongoDB is not a blocker for you, if it is, then we will get back on that, but we will take our time on that. For Python, I think you do. So the way it works is that there is a front end and there's a back end, right? In terms of Python, I haven't seen many builder kits or sorry, boilerplates which are out there, but I did see a few for Golang, I think. But you will have to probably explore the market if you want a boilerplate for that particular tech stack. But
Makes sense.
for building out AI apps, I think you should probably stick to Next.js if it is a web app. It will be probably much more easier for you to work on these LLMs.
Got it. So I think if you talk about that, then yeah, it's easy to build on Next.js, so these people don't have to bang their heads, more. Cool. I think Vatsal, thank you so much for your time, and Saddam for your time. So let's see what Ken is saying. Really impressive, guys. Congratulations. Thanks, Ken. Go ahead and grab it. I know you were interested. You were interested from the start. Go ahead and grab the code from RocketHub. We look forward to having you on board, and Vatsal and the team look forward to having you on board. So if you have any question, feel free. Thanks, Deepak. Thank you so much, everyone who joined. And Vatsal, Saddam, before you leave, do you have any thing to say to the RocketHub community? Because from here we're going very broad, and we have RocketHub. We have more sessions with Vatsal. So before you leave, this is the RocketHub community you are addressing to. If you want to say anything, this is the time.
Right. No, we were super excited to be part of the RocketHub community. I think it's been fantastic from day one.
Yeah.
Right. I think we are not here to hard sell BuilderKit to anyone, right? We want to ensure that you know what you are buying if you are buying it. The only thing that I would want to say is that if you have ever thought of building something, right, in AI, right now is the time. Next 6 to 12 months is where the opportunity lies. Right. We are building more and more applications. We are putting them out there. But I think the markets are so big that a lot of people can create a lot of value here. Right. So instead of you waiting to learn a particular programming language or hire that agency or something, you probably can be a little more tactical around this, figure out if this works for you or something else does, right? Get it out there. If you have the distribution, please do it and build something, productize it, and there are enough and more people making shit ton of money, and I think there are even more people who can do so. Please be one of them. Yeah, that's the only thing.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I think if I put it right, you guys are decentralizing building a SaaS, right? So that's amazing. And what you guys have done till now. And thank you so much, Saddam. Thank you so much, Vatsal, for your time and everyone. And we wrap up right now. And we look forward to seeing you the next webinars with BuilderKit and with other creative partners. So, all right, folks, see you soon. Thank you, Vatsal. Have a good night. Saddam,
Thanks,
have a good
Karan.
night.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye bye, guys. See you.